Welcome! In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your first GLN using GS1 Activate. But before we get started, let's quickly review what a GLN is and what it is used to identify. A global location number is the GS1 identification key that is used to answer who and where in business. They identify globally unique parties and locations. The information associated with a GLN includes what type of party or location it is identifying. These are known as GLN types. Parties can be legal entities or functions. Locations can be a fixed physical location, a mobile physical location, or a digital location. Let's take a quick closer look at each type. A legal entity is any business, government body, department, charity, individual, or institution that has standing in the eyes of the law and has the capacity to enter into agreements or contracts. A function is an organizational subdivision or department. Functions identified by GLN are commonly segmented based on the specific tasks being performed, such as human resources, IT, or accounts receivable. A fixed physical location is a tangible place that may be represented by an address, coordinates, or other means. Not all locations stay in a fixed spot. A mobile physical location refers to a tangible place that is expected to move, such as blood donation vans, shipping vessels, or railway cars. The last GLN type is a digital location, which is an electronic address that is used for communication between computer systems. Now that you know what GLNs are and the different types of parties or locations they can identify, let's get you started with creating your first GLN. When you log in, you will arrive on the home dashboard. Here, you will see a summary of your GLNs categorized by type on the left and the list of recently added GLNs on the right. As we are creating our first GLN, this section is still empty. Before you create your first GLN, let's have a look at the License tab to select the license you want to use to create your first GLN. You will find licenses assigned to you by your GS1 member organization. To select the license you want to use, click on the toggle switch on the right-hand side. When the toggle turns green, it indicates that the license is now ready to be used. Once you have selected the license you want to use, you can go back to the Home tab and click on Add a new GLN. Adding a new GLN consists of 3 steps. First, we need to know what you want to identify with a GLN. Are you creating a GLN for an organization or department? Or are you creating a GLN for a location? If this is your first time creating a GLN, it is highly recommended to start by identifying your organization. For that, you need to choose Organization or Department and click Next. Now, you will need to specify whether this GLN represents your organization as a whole or a specific department within the organization. In this scenario, you would choose Organization, which will create a legal entity type GLN. Click the Next button to proceed. In this step, you are asked to describe your GLN by filling out the fields. Some of them are highlighted with a red asterisk or star, which means they are mandatory. For this GLN type, you are required to enter your organization name and select the language. You also have the option to choose a role for your organization, which reflects the specific business role your organization holds within the supply chain or industry. You may enter the address optionally by clicking on manually enter address, more fields will appear, some of which are mandatory, such as address language, street address, city, and country. Others, like additional street fields and postal code, are optional. If you wish to provide information on how people can get in touch, you have fields for email address, phone number, and website. If you have other identifiers for the same legal entity, you may add them here by selecting the type from the drop-down list and entering the ID number. If you have an LEI from GS1, this would be a good place to add it. Finally, your new GLN record will be shared by default with the GS1 registry platform, which will make it publicly available to be queried and verified by GS1. But you may choose to not share the data by switching off this toggle. In this demo, the toggle is already off temporarily. Once all information has been completed, click Next. After you submit the data, you can save it as a draft or finalize. If all information provided is correct, you can choose Finalize to obtain your GLN for this organization. Congratulations, you just created your first GLN for your organization. And now, if you click on View All GLNs, you will be redirected to the GLNs tab and can see the new GLN appearing in the list. From there, you can click on the GLN number if you want to view its details or make edits. You can now also create a fixed physical location GLN type to identify your company's headquarters or office. You may also create other GLNs for functions, mobile locations, and digital locations. For additional support, you can view the full customer guide under the Support tab, or you can get in touch with your GS1 member organization, and they will be happy to help you. Now that you have seen how to create your first GLN, log into Activate and get started today.